Guys are out here doing stump grinding, which is insane. Alright guys, once again I'm an absolute idiot. I did a whole entire project without my wireless mic on and didn't check the first clip. And always check your very first clip, the first 5 seconds or so. And I can tell I have dust in my throat right now because I'm about to choke. So this is a upgrade for the office that has 6.5 inch in-ceiling speakers in it. And what we are going to be doing today is we are going to be upgrading those to the 8-inch Pyle PDIC, I believe it's R81. I don't have it right in front of me, but yeah, those are right here. They're a two-way in-ceiling speaker. And here I am unboxing the PDIC R81 and trying to get all this ready to be installed in the office ceiling. And so once again, I will be voiceovering this whole clip because I'm an idiot and I don't know how to do anything right with microphones or video production quality at all. Here's me rotating the clips toward the inside, but before you rotate the clips to the inside, make sure you keep one clip rotated towards the outside away from the voice coil and push down on it so you can pop the grills out easily. You don't even have to use the little grill tool that they provide you. So I took all this time doing this rotating of the pegs, and then of course forgot to take the grill off, as I just said. And this whole project is going to involve removing the existing, and here's the template that I saved from last time. This is removing the existing 6.5 inch in-ceiling speakers, which I've already done one. Here you see me moving the camera into the office, but you can see here I took one out last night and I needed a test speaker and I don't have any, and that's hilarious, but I really don't. So I took one of these guys out. And then when I did that, I decided why not upgrade the office to the 8-inch in-ceiling, which is the last room besides my bedroom. My bedroom's still running the 6.5 for the center channel, and that will be next to upgrade. It makes an absolute disastrous mess when you do it, though I hate doing it. And here is the 6.5 inch hole cut about 10 years ago for the 6.5 inch in-ceiling speakers. And this is me getting my act together and my tools together so that I can get up on the stool and trace the 8-inch hole compared to the 6.5 inch hole, which is nearly an inch bigger. And here I am pointing out that the AC needs to be off when you start cutting, because if you don't turn it off and turn off all your fans, your dust will blow everywhere and you will be miserable in life and you will hate yourself and everyone around you. Here I am marking the new hole, and I think that I actually blew this one because part of it didn't mark, so I realized that when I took this down. And I actually put the template right back up there, tried to line it right back up, and I started the process again. And here I am marking it for a second time and making sure that I'm actually making marks, and make sure you don't slip with your pen, otherwise you'll be repainting your ceiling. If you're like me, you have flat ceilings and nothing comes off of them. When they get dirty, they're dirty. Stuffing the wire up in the ceiling to get ready to cut and make a complete mess out of everything here. And I am ready to cut. I already have a sheet down below the cutting area. And here I am up on the stool, about to destroy my arm muscles for a solid minute or 2 or 3 or 4. And there has to be an easier way, but if you use a tool, it gets so dusty. Like, I've used a Dremel before. I've used a jigsaw, which makes marks on the ceiling pretty bad. I've used a Dremel, works great, but creates dust everywhere. And I have used a Hole Pro, which works pretty good, except when it catches. Sometimes when you're actually drilling, a Hole Pro will catch, and when it does, it will like fly off the track and like make a big gash in your ceiling, and I've had that happen plenty of times. So Hole Pros are hit and miss for me. But I have cut plenty of speaker holes with them. You can't do that here because you have to have a center for your arbor to go through. If you already have a hole, you can't use a Hole Pro or a hole saw. You will be cutting it manually, my friend. Here I am about 50% done. And what I don't know at this point until later is that this speaker is the hole is a little bit too small, and I didn't see it until after I screwed the speaker in, and it came back later and noticed one side was not flush, and I had to pull the speaker completely out and trim some more. This is me about 75% done. It's been what, a couple minutes maybe. My arm is getting absolutely destroyed, tired. I already worked out today. That's me taking a break right there, and here I go trying to switch hands to the left hand. Sometimes if you just go full speed, it helps because you don't feel it for a second, and then you're almost done. Make sure when you're doing this, you cut on the outside of your line. Doesn't even matter if you're like 1/8 of an inch on the outside, because there's plenty of the bezel to cover any mistakes. And I did not cut this one wide enough, as you will see later, or you won't see because I didn't record me repairing it because I was so ill. And that's me where my cutting was not straight. My blade was not straight up and down. I was cutting on an angle, so there was a lot of drywall hanging over. When you get done, look for that and trim it off if you do have that issue like I did. And this is me just extending it, but I didn't do it enough, because you'll see here in a minute that the speaker is off, and actually did not record that, so you won't see it. But yeah, one side was not pulled up all the way to the ceiling, and I tried to push it up and it just was not having it. So I had to pull the speaker out, trim a little bit on that whole entire side, and then put it back in. This is me having a panic attack because I couldn't find the wire, and I found it. And now this is me grabbing the speaker here, getting ready to get up on the ladder, not understanding that I could have put the drill in my pocket. I did that later and had a epiphany of sorts. And so I am going to get the speaker here, and you will see me ascend the stool here momentarily. I don't know if I left the planet or what. I do notice a pulsation over the video. That's odd. But here I am, about to climb on the ladder and try to install the 8-inch PDIC81RD speaker. And of course, I am right in the way of the camera as usual. Again, video production, not my thing. Even though I was a professional doing it in one lifetime. Alright, here's me connecting the old speaker wires to the Pyle 8-inch in-ceiling speaker. And then, these new PDIC-RD1s are good, and they have upgraded binding posts, and they can actually hold the speaker. You can hang the speaker from the wires. The binding posts are so good. Now here it appears to be in. This is me having a panic attack trying to get the drill and almost pulling a muscle, but in reality here the speaker is not flush mounted at all. There's one side that is going to be a problem. It even sort of made a bubble in the ceiling, but as soon as I relieved the pressure, the bubble went away. But you might be able to see that here momentarily. This is me putting the third screw in. Yeah, when I sucked up one of those sides, it made a bubble. I think it's this side here. Because basically the drywall on top of there is broken. You can't really see it in the picture here. It might be this one. Yeah, I think it was that one. But I didn't see it here. I went ahead and put the grill on at this point. Because I thought, but you can kind of see that there's a gap. I didn't see it from that angle, but it was on the opposite side of where I was. And here's me putting the grill in thinking I was done. And boy, was I wrong. Grill went straight in, no problems whatsoever. And here I am thinking that side is all done, and I'm so happy and life is good, and actually could not be further from the truth. And I'm repositioning here. Notice the other 6.5 is not out of the ceiling, so I have to get set up here to take that out. Alright, here's me again getting set up to do the second speaker up here. This one here is still in the ceiling, so I have to remove it first. So they will provide you with a little pin tool that goes through the grill. It has a little loop for you to put your finger in, and that's how you pull off the old in-ceiling speaker grill. Notice here you just put that through the speaker grill and just pop it right off. Now there's 4 screws here, so you take your drill and go counterclockwise, and the little feet inside the attic will turn away from the drywall and allow you to drop your speaker right out of the hole. Sometimes it goes better than other times. If you go too far, your screw will just fall right out of the clip, which is fine if you're not reinstalling these speakers, who cares? Now these old 6.5-inch in-ceiling speakers the binding posts are terrible. The only thing you can do with them is stick them through the tiny holes, or you have to use the spade connectors, which I did not do, but they won't hold hardly any gauge wire through that hole. You can get a tiny amount through one of the holes and a little bit more through the positive hole. The negative hole is tiny. This is me prepping the wire, but I still have to stuff the wire in the ceiling and draw the new template and get that cut. And honestly, I did a way better job on this one than I did the first one. Even though once I put this speaker in, you'll see that one side is not pulled all the way up. It pulled right up with the screw, no problem. Like I said, better to cut larger, because you have probably a 1/2 inch of leeway on your bezels. This is me prepping to cut and destroy my arm muscles once again. Here I am making a concerted effort to cut on the outside of my trace line because I have learned, because I have installed probably 50 of these in my lifetime. Every time I don't cut outside the line, I'm up there trimming and making adjustments, and it's just stupid when you can just cut a tiny bit more off. And you never see it. You're not going to see it at all. Don't do like I did and buy the tiniest, cheapest speakers you can buy. Go ahead and buy something mid-range. Get 8-inch, get something decent quality. The first time, at least get something 8-inch so that when you upgrade, you don't have to cut another hole. Like I was saying before, you can use tools all day long to do this, but automated tools make an absolute mess, and the only way to really keep that mess down is to put plastic up and like a tent around you, or it goes everywhere. Or get a vacuum cleaner and someone to hold the vacuum cleaner up next to where you're cutting, and that will suck up all the dust as you cut. I am a one-man band though. Sorry about the fan being in the way, of course, I didn't notice that either. Just like I didn't notice there was no audio recording, fellows and ladies. But I'm almost done here with the cut, as you can see. It's about to fall down momentarily. Almost there. Here I am just kind of finishing off that last little bezel cut here. And then making sure that I don't have any angle cuts with drywall hanging over at the top. If you cut on an angle, the speaker won't go in. Here's my wire ready to go. And just me making a few little adjustments here. Making sure that I don't have any issues when I go ahead and put the speaker in. And I think at this point I'm trying to decide where to put my drill, and so I am getting my tools ready to put the speaker in the Pyle 8-inch PDIC81RD. I think I'm aligning the clips down here, as you guys can't see. And I am getting my drill ready and putting it a little bit higher this time on my desk because the desk is right next to where I was going, so that gives me the opportunity to grab the drill a little bit easier. And going for the wire to clip. Here I am clipping the wires into the clips with one hand, which is skill. Once I get those wires in there, I make sure all the clips are rotated towards the voice coil. And put the speaker up into the hole. And grab the drill real quick from behind me as I hold it up with one hand here. And make sure that it's flush. I grab the drill with the other hand and start the screwing process. And there's one, and what I didn't realize right here is that that particular side is actually protruding. It's not all the way up in the ceiling. Didn't see that till afterwards. And here I am doing the third screw. My arms are on fire. And I think I realized at this point that there was a big gap. On the far side there, towards the slider, I believe there was a gap there. All right, so this is a look at the finished product. Here are the 8-inch in-ceiling speakers installed. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Yes, I made a couple of mistakes. I corrected them after. You would think after all that many installs, I would know how to do it, but apparently I don't. But hey, it came out great, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Supercar street racing here. Have a good day.